48 other states have implemented some form of increment financing. As we look at how to help our economy recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, now is the time for Washington State to join these other states. Dozens of areas throughout Washington State are prime for development or redevelopment. But these areas remain vacant and blighted because significant public infrastructure is needed, such as utility extensions, sewer plant expansions, street extensions, sidewalk construction, environmental remediation, and more. Funding this public infrastructure is expensive. Developers cannot proceed forward without the public infrastructure. Public agencies wanting to fund the public infrastructure spend years cobbling together several different grants, delaying projects from getting underway in a timely manner. There is a better way: increment financing. Under increment financing, development pays for the infrastructure through additional property tax revenues collected on the development. Tell me more, you say? First, a city, county, or port works with a developer to identify the project and the cost of needed infrastructure. An ordinance is approved creating an increment financing area that includes all the impacted parcels. The city then takes out bonds to incrementally fund the infrastructure, immediately putting people to work building both the infrastructure and the project. How do the bonds get paid back, you ask? Let's first look at how property taxes are paid under current law. Each local agency calculates property taxes by first identifying the amount of funding it collected the previous year, plus a 1% increase, plus new construction. That amount is then divided by the value of each property, resulting in the property tax owed for each parcel. Typically, when a new development occurs, it is treated as new construction for 1 year, and then is added to the amount of funding collected the previous year. Increment financing instead keeps the growth from the increment area separate until the bonds are paid off. Each local agency applies its usual property tax rate to that increment growth, and the resulting revenue generated is dedicated to paying off the bonds. Once the bonds are paid off, or 25 years have passed, whichever is shorter, the new construction is then added to the overall amount each local agency can collect, allowing all local agencies to get the benefit of development. Meanwhile, the state property tax levy, which is calculated in a different manner, remains unchanged. This means that the state will collect even more property tax revenues as the project is developed. And, along the way, more jobs are created, both through the construction of the project and through the resulting development. Increment financing can be a powerful tool. It must be used wisely. To ensure that is the case, before a project can use this financing, it must be determined that 1. A project wouldn't otherwise occur without increment financing, and 2. Any impacts to existing housing, local businesses, or fire service must be mitigated. This financing allows expensive public infrastructure to be paid for by development. It creates jobs and generates revenue for state and local governments that would not otherwise occur. Washington State needs to provide people jobs by authorizing the use of increment financing.